go to the beach. So when you understand that your life is right here and now, in other words, in every moment, all of your power, you don't have the power to go from despair into appreciation. You don't even have the power to go in this moment right now from doubt to belief. You can barely make it from doubt to hope. You don't have the power to make these huge vibrational jumps, but you will have a lot better chance of turning and letting the stream carry you if you are making an effort to be nicer to yourself about it. If you're making an effort to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. And you know why? Because the last thing in this world or any world that your inner being will ever do is join you in self-criticism, or criticism of anyone else for that matter. In the moment that you decide to club yourself about the head, that's our work. In the moment that you take issue with something, or you regret something, or you say, I should have done it differently. Anytime you are trying to explain how wrong you are where you stand, you're pointed upstream. And every time you're trying to give yourself the benefit of the doubt, you let go of those oars and the stream turns you. And as the stream turns you, now all kinds of things begin to flow into your experience. In fact, friends, you can't stop them from flowing into your experience. But you know what happens to so many of you? You have something that you really want. You might have wanted it for a long time. There might be several things you've created, every one of you. Oh, you should see the vibrational escrows that you have amassed. And so the stream and the powerful law of attraction is carrying you, just like the Colorado River that Jerry and Esther were experiencing. This stream is having its way with you, whether you are going willingly or not. But many of you are paddling so hard upstream that even though the stream is carrying you, you're missing it all, because you're pointed in the wrong direction. In other words, you're not in the attitude of expectation. You're not in that soft attitude where the rendezvousing can take place in a way that you can receive an awareness of it. Where if you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, if you are chilled, if you are loving life, if you are loving you, if you've got your feet in the bay, if you're petting your cat, if you're looking for reasons to feel good, if you have trained yourself into looking for reasons to feel good, if you are not even reaching for the best feeling thought you've ever found, but you are reaching for the best feeling thought you can find from where you are, if that becomes your mantra, now you're pointed downstream. And now life begins to appear to you in just the way you knew when you made the decision to come forth into this physical body. Not one of you said, I'll come forth for struggle, but every one of you said, I can't wait to sink my teeth into the contrast. Not one of you said, I am coming forth to control and fix things. Every one of you said, I'm delighted about the variety, for from it I will come to my personal selfish conclusions about who I am and what I'm wanting to live. And so the long and the short of it is, you've got one walloping stream going. And when you let yourself go with the flow, you feel wonderful. And when you do any version of not letting yourself go with the flow, you feel that. So you see, the work is not the difficult thing you have been thinking that it is. It isn't about figuring it out all at once. And it isn't about solving the problems of the world or even about solving your own problems. It's about recognizing that the solutions are already there. It's about recognizing that the answers to your questions are already there. It's about recognizing that your fortunes have already amassed and your lovers are already queued up for you. It's about recognizing that vibration has preceded you, because when you ask, it is given. And now your work is to allow what has been given in. You cannot get it wrong. You've heard us say that a few times here. And something that we've been feeling from you, it's really an interesting thing. So many of you come to this paradise in the quest to relax and lay back, and then you become the most intense people on the planet. You are so determined to find your freedom that you fight for it in ways you don't need to fight for it. In every bit of fight or struggle or quest, you're pointed upstream. In every bit of relaxing and allowing and breathing and trusting, you are downstream. When you hope, you're more downstream than when you doubt. When you appreciate, you are more downstream than when you criticize. When you laugh, you are always more downstream than when you cry. When you look into your past, you are usually more upstream than downstream. When you look into your future, you are usually more downstream than upstream. When you look into your now, where all of your power is, you have the choice. But the choice isn't a great thought as opposed to a bad feeling thought. The choice is only a slightly better or a slightly worse feeling thought. And that's what you want to tune yourself to. You want to tune yourself to, is this an improved thought or not? Esther is driving down the highway in the monster bus with the car in tow, wailing at speeds we cannot tell you. We really can't tell you. The speedometer doesn't go that far sometimes. And Jerry is in the back, clinging to life, doing some project, working on something. And Esther will think of something that she wants to tell him, but he can't hear her. She was honking the horn, but it was scaring drivers off into the bushes. So she found a button that she can push, that when she pushes it, it turns all the lights on. And when she pushes it again, it turns all the lights off. So he sees the lights go on and off, and he realizes Esther has something to say. So he puts away whatever he's doing and makes his way all the way to the front of the bus and says, yes, you have something you want to say? And Esther sometimes says, oh, never mind. It was an upstream thought. And we say, isn't it nice that he was all the way in the back of the bus? Because if he'd been sitting right there next to her, she just would have blurted it out. And then he would have either agreed, which would have made it more upstream, or disagreed, which would have made it more upstream for Esther. In other words, when you've got an upstream thought and you start talking about it, it always becomes more upstream. But the fact that it took him a while to get there gave her an opportunity to realize that it was upstream and to begin making another decision. And that's what we wish for you. We wish for you to realize that you have an option of feeling a little worse or feeling a little better, and that's all that the art of allowing is. And as you make the decision to feel better as much as you can, before you know it, all that stuff that's been lined up outside your door, all that stuff that's floating free in the river, all that stuff that the universe has orchestrated on your behalf begins to flow into your experience. You rendezvous with the answers to your questions. You rendezvous with the solutions to your problems. You rendezvous with your lovers and your fortunes and your wonderful times of life. You rendezvous with what you deserve and have deserved all along. And we take such delight in watching the rendezvous. But do you know, we're taking delight already in what you've amassed. And if you have to croak before you catch up, that's fine with us. But this gathering is about showing you how to catch up now, if it is your desire. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is great love here for you. We are complete.